Hello, Miss Nancy. Thank you so much for letting us come to your home today and speak with you. I wanted to just connect with you and talk a little bit about Pastor Michael. And many people don't know that you're the one who raised him, and you were a single mother raising him. And we just want to know a little bit more about Pastor Michael. What was he like growing up?
Well, he was a natural born leader for sure. And he was a singer. He loved to imitate Elvis Presley. He would I would put his towel on him, and he would come in the living room and he'd shake his little leg and look at us and start singing, and then he'd go, "Thank you very much, thank you very much," and he'd do his fingers like that, you know.
And so you were a single mom and taking him to church every Sunday, right? But you were in a church that was growing and building, and
Yes.
you sacrificed for that church. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we were having a building program, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pledge anything, you know. But so anyway, I managed to get a part-time job.
Everything that you took from that job, you gave towards
I pledged $200 a month.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I made.
But even more than that, you also attached something to your gift.
Right.
What was that?
I was sowing my seed for Michael, that he would get saved and that he would grow up to be in the ministry, because I knew he had a calling on his life. When he was in the church, you could tell he just really had a heart for God and people.
Yeah. So he's always cared for people.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you would specifically write down his name on the gift because you believed that there was a calling on Pastor Michael's life.
Yes. You just don't, throw your seed out. You should, if you really need something, you should attach your prayer request to that.
Right.
And so that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And so now today I'm doing it for my grandkids.
Wow. And so when Turning Point Church was first started, you were one of the first people to kind of get behind Pastor Michael and help support, his vision for the church and its future. And there wouldn't really be a Turning Point Church if it wasn't for your faithfulness.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So every time he would say, we need so and so, we were just like, here you go.
Yeah.
So, but that's because God blessed us,
And so, what is it now that you've seen Turning Point Church growing and reaching people? How does that make you feel to know that you had such a huge part in seeing that through?
I've said it before, if God never did anything else for us again, that's just such a blessing. I said, it's God's money and I'm giving it to Him. And people don't understand that, they think it's my money, I work for it, blah, blah, blah. That's not true.
Yeah.
You got to give back what's
We're not
His.
rulers, we're stewards.
That's right. You got to be a steward.
My husband and I have been at Turning Point for about 8 years, and Pastor Mike actually married us. And just having a place to take our kids, my stepkids, and then we have 2 young kids together, where they can, really connect with Jesus and really understand what a relationship with Him is like. And this past summer, we were told that our youngest son would need surgery for his chronic ear infections and respiratory infections. So when Pastor Mike preached in June about healing, we went and got Logan out of the nursery early and took him down for prayer. And one of the gentlemen laid hands on him and prayed and thanked God for his healing. And when we woke up the next day, we had a very different little boy. He was happy and healthy, and he could talk better, and he could hear better, and he hasn't had an ear infection or a respiratory problem ever since. And I would just like to thank you, because I know that because of your faithfulness to pray for your son, we had a place to take ours when we needed a miracle.
Well, I didn't grow up in the church. But I've always had a respect for the Lord, where I wouldn't play with Him, So I prayed and I asked Him to put godly men in my life that I can respect, that I can truly follow. I've been searching for a church, and we ended up at Turning Point. As soon as we got there, Bubba introduced himself in the parking lot. Thanks for coming. We love you. You could have gone anywhere, but you decided to worship with us. My wife said, I felt that. I said, I felt that too. walk through the door, people just loving on us, hugging us. I said, oh my goodness, because the Lord moved in my life in a mighty way, Miss Nancy, and I feel that I'm a walking miracle, because I cried out and I said, Lord, please take away my sex addiction, my porn addiction, and just change me. And he did in an instant. And I said, Lord, I'm going to serve you. And that's what I try to do every chance I get.
Wow, that's
And I love seeing you
awesome.
this Sunday. I ain't seen you in a while.
We wanted to say thank you on behalf of so many. This is just a few people, but really it's to represent so many lives that have been changed because of Turning Point Church and Pastor Michael. But people don't realize that long before there was a Pastor Michael, there was Miss Nancy.
That's right.
And she was so faithful and believed in Pastor Michael. And she put a prayer especially on him to see God fulfill his destiny in his life.